Welcome to Evolution
Unscripted.
Cheers.
Our friendship love story started in 2012 at work, and when we first met, I thought Erica was a little rude because she didn't say hi to me. But once we were introduced, it was like just the beginning of a great friendship, and we haven't skipped a beat since.
Mm-hmm. And I do gotta admit, I could have been more welcoming.
Yeah, because I was new.
And so it really didn't take much. And that goes to show that sometimes by not being welcoming, you look at how the uncomfortable feeling you got.
Right. Mm-hmm. And we could have missed out on a great friendship.
If you would have taken it personal, it would have been like, no, I don't want to talk to her. Now all of a sudden you want to talk to me. Imagine rewind it back, we wouldn't be here.
You're always one choice, one decision away from a different life or path.
So thank you for forgiving me.
Yes. Thank you for then being welcoming.
And it's super fun moments working, motherhood together. Even though our kids were different ages, we didn't really do things with our kids because they were different ages. Just with my daughter and her daughter. So we still got to have fun with the girls. But we've always been different things going on, but we always happen to stay connected and together. That really didn't make a difference in our friendship.
Yes.
Our age gap is also 8 years. So I don't know if I'm the immature one or she's the mature one.
I'm the mature one for sure. We talk about that all the time, but we definitely never feel it. I don't
feel my age.
I mean, I feel my age, but I don't ever feel like there's such a gap.
We're always like in tune with everything, with time.
Yeah.
With fashion.
Our morals.
So our faith, our family. We were really brought up like similar, loving family, supportive family. So I think that's another big connection between us.
Yes.
That we have in common.
That strong foundation, thank God.
And then of course, Father. And so not only are we besties, but we also became comadres. And along the way, not too long ago, we became best cousins.
Yep. Best cousins.
Through marriage. So we both married 2 best cousins.
Yes. It's been an exciting journey, not only watching each other grow, but our families and just the way that we've grown as individuals, as women, as mothers. And again, how we've maintained our friendship. We've always been very supportive of one another and our journeys, regardless of what it looks like, which it has looked very differently at times. But we definitely don't understand where like people are like, oh yeah, it's okay to have friends and then you don't talk to them for like so long. Like cannot relate because we do talk pretty much every day. And sometimes we go without talking maybe 2 days or 3 days and we're like, oh my gosh, but that doesn't mean we're not using Instagram or TikTok or any of that. But it's just we haven't heard each other's voice and we're like, we miss each other.
So we always communicate via some kind of platform. We try to talk to each other and hear each other's voice on a daily basis. But other than that, we haven't skipped a beat. I think we support each other with whatever we have going on. The meaning of true, genuine friendship is here. And I don't know about you guys, but have you guys ever had any friends that you felt some kind of disconnect? Something was missing, something wasn't there. So we're going to talk about that. We've been so blessed to have each other. And along the way, we've had different friendships. We've had our own separate group of friends. But that didn't get in the way. Like we still were ourselves with each other. Along the way, we did start fizzling other friendships. I think you just outgrow them and there's nothing wrong with that. But blessed to say, we didn't outgrow each other.
Right.
She's not going anywhere.
No. And the great thing I think is what's held our friendship together is that we want to grow. And so I think that's why we grow together instead of apart. And that's in a lot of things like our faith. So it's easy to be like, hey, let's go to church. Hey, let's pray. Also, when you're going through stuff, having a praying friend, I strongly believe that is so important because sometimes you may be weak in some areas and then your friend may be stronger in those areas at that time and vice versa. And it's so important. Or having that sound voice to help navigate you through certain circumstances versus something maybe a little more negative, to sway your opinion or your thought. So I really think that for us, we've always had each other's best interest. And at the end, we put it back on each other, but we're like, whatever you decide, like, I'm with you 100%, whether you want to stay, run, hide, like, let's do it together. So I think that's the beautiful thing about our friendship. And we're so excited to continue growing together. So I know that it can be a little intimidating for other people, some of our friends that we've had, and even our husbands at times, because I think that they think that there may be some sort of a competition, and it's just a different connection. I mean, I have shared so many times, I definitely think that it's a blessing that not everybody gets to live. And since I do get to live, I think how unfortunate. But I am blessed that it's genuine, because I have seen other friends who consider other people maybe best friends, and even with like partners where they may think that's their person or best friend, but like if they're not truly your fan, then that's not truly your friend. And if there's ever any discomfort or doubt, like take that as a sign, because it shouldn't ever feel that way, regardless of anything. And for us, I think we've gotten to not only go through bad times together, but so many celebrations. And that's what's great, is it's not that we run to each other only during bad things. We celebrate and we win together.
And it's different wins. And in addition to that, we hold ourselves accountable, each other accountable.
Yeah.
I think we're not afraid to kind of call ourselves out, and really stick to the facts when it comes to whatever situation we have going on. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we have each other's back, and we say, whatever you decide, I'll stick by you, just like you mentioned. But I think that's the beauty, that we don't take it personal. We don't get butthurt. We're like, okay, my friend really cares about me, and she's trying to help me be better, grow from this situation. And so it's advice that we give each other.
Yeah.
And so I think that also makes a big difference. That there's friendships out there where it's like, why are you telling me that? Instead of just focusing on, the good stuff and just trying to make me feel good. At times, those conversations aren't going to be the best. And guess what? You want it to come from your best friend, the one that knows you, the one that's close to you, the one that you should feel comfortable having these conversations with.
Yeah. And also, like, when we're sharing, those different goals, like for me, any goals that I share, Erica's really good about, like, hey, you said you were going to do on this, or have you worked on it? And it's like things that impact my family. So I am grateful to have that, friend who is making sure that I'm doing what I said I was going to do. And also I know that my family appreciates it, because obviously any growth or progress that I make as an individual, it's impacting my family. So I think that's really awesome. It helps me definitely reach my goals a lot sooner, because I have somebody that's, and maybe I don't tell everybody my goals, but I have her in my ear, like, hey, make sure you do that. Did you do that? Make the time. So I appreciate that.
Or I'll say, give me a date.
Yeah, she really does. I'm like, oh, the pressure. But no, it's awesome. It's really, really great.
It helps us, stick to our goals and things, commitments that we want to actually accomplish. Because life happens, and so many things, and being a mom to little ones, and a working wife, like, things just pile up. And so sometimes we need that person saying, hey, you told me you're going to do this.
Yes.
Following it up.
And aside from that, I mean, we have so much fun together. It's just effortless, like, to just have a good time, to be present, we obviously think we're super funny.
We are. Our husbands don't think so.
Yeah, they think
I think they do, but they don't want to admit it.
I think they don't want to admit that we're like funny together. Yeah,
because they'll say we're funny with them, but they don't want to admit that together they have a blast when they're with both of us.
Exactly. So they try to like hold that in. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of like the same interests. The funny thing is, she has a lot of the same interests that my husband does. So I'm like, that's why I love them. There's like so many things that I'm like, And I don't really tell him like, oh yeah, Erica this, but I tell her all the time like, oh my gosh, yeah, he this, he that. Because if I tell him, he's like, oh, okay. He's a little bit more of a hater. So yeah, there's a lot of like things that I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. But
we have like different
tastes in certain things.
We like. I will want to try any new food.
Oh yeah.
We go to the same restaurant and I'll want to try something different. She'll stick to the same item. And sometimes I'm like, you need to expand your palate. We need to try something new.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't. And because when she's had different things, it's been bad experiences. But me, I just want to try something different every time. But we go well together with that.
Yes, she brings that balance to me because then I'm like, okay, I'll try. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. Yeah.
And when I want something sweet, she'll get the savory and we share.
Yes. So the funny thing is, I was with my husband, I think like 3 to 4 years before you met my compadre. Was it? Like 3 or 4 years before she met my compadre. And then when they both became the godparents, maybe like a year later, I believe. Obviously, at that point, yeah, they were both the godparents. We took a lot of pictures. And then that year or the next year?
The next year, when you guys got married. Because I was the maid of honor and he was the best man.
Yes.
So it was always like, we're always there.
Yes. Up in the mix.
He was on the compadre side and I was with my friends. So we're always somewhere there. And so we started dating after you got married. And so then we got married 2 years after that. So that's when we became best cousins.
Yep.
So I guess it was bound to happen.
Yes. And so funny thing is I always used to tell her that I wanted her to be with someone that my husband was going to get along with because it was just going to make it so much easier and it would just be so fun to, make sure that I wanted to make sure that my husband would get along with whoever she was going to end up with. And it just turned out to really work in my favor that she ended up marrying my husband's cousin. So it definitely worked out and they enjoy each other's company when they can't stand us. We hang out together. We only invite them so that we can hang out, but it works out.
We do. They get super excited and we're like, hey, we're going to do a double date. They get super excited just because they're coming, but that's
to be included. Yeah.
But that's our plan so that we can see each other.
Exactly. We have to be strategic because then they think we're trying to spend way too much time together.
And they're like, no, it's my turn. You need to spend time with me. How about we all spend time together? Yes. And now we'll discuss different types of friendships so that you're self-aware and are able to identify different types of friendships, some that can be
genuine and some very ingenuine.
For example, have you ever had a friend that was happy that you were succeeding in something, that you accomplished something, but deep down inside you felt that it really wasn't genuine? And it could be maybe that this person was happy that you were doing well. They just weren't happy because they didn't want to see you do better than them.
And sometimes it's not even doing better, but if they don't have something, to celebrate in their lives, they become, it probably goes deeper than intimidated, but a little jealous of what you may have going on or what you may be celebrating. I can share that I've seen it firsthand where, someone is excited for something that they're celebrating or sharing, where their friend is maybe not so excited, and it's visible, like completely visible. So they're not even trying to mask it. They're literally just there to celebrate.
Because everybody else is there.
Right. And because sometimes I think that you become attached to someone, and this can be aside from friendships. You think, oh, we've been friends for so long and you don't want to let it go. But in reality, that value piece is missing, or it's not genuine. And if it's not genuine, then it's still not something healthy to be around or bring around. So I can say that, like, when we've shared stuff, we have always had different things happening. But when I text her, I'm always like, we, like, oh, we got this, and it's like I'm not even doing that, like she's doing it, or like, oh yes, like we're gonna this or that, and it's really because that's how bad I do want her to win and whatever she does. And I think the same way, I've never felt like, oh, I can't share this with her, or I shouldn't share this with her. Where if you have some sort of discomfort, it's for a reason. And don't be oblivious to it. Like, love yourself so much that you actually put a stop to it. And that doesn't mean that it has to end things in a bad way, but just protect yourself and what you have going on, because you shouldn't feel the need to reserve happy emotions or happy wins or accomplishments for someone else to feel better. So never make yourself smaller for someone else to feel better.
Exactly.
Never dim your light for someone else. And I feel like, as someone who has lost my light at some point, and not because of anyone else, it's hard to really fight for that. So when you have it, I think it's so sad to really have to dim it to please someone else. And I think it's something that you need to be aware of and strong enough to set boundaries. I do genuinely think it's not necessarily you. It's going to be that person, what they have going on. It could be me again being oblivious to things because I never think we're the problem.
We're not the problem.
But I do think that sometimes it's just something deeper within, because if you have someone that you want to be around, I think you have love for them, but there's something inside of you that makes you jealous instead of happy for them. And that's something you can only fix on your own with healing and stuff like that. Nobody else can fix it for you. But I do also know that it's not our job to fix all of those people around us. So I think awareness is huge.
Exactly like how you mentioned boundaries.
Yes.
Boundaries are important. And have you ever heard somebody say, that's just the way they are? That's how they are. We're not in that time where we're gonna, how you said, dim our own light or put ourselves last for that person that has some internal healing to do, some self-love to do, because that ultimately is what it is. And sometimes when you're sharing something that may not be the biggest thing, but for example, for us, we've been through times where you were going through maybe a not so great phase and I was going through a good phase, and then you were going through a great phase and I was going through a not so great phase. Yet we never felt, at least I never felt uncomfortable to where like, oh, I can't share this with her because I don't want to, be too happy about this right now.
Right.
I think that in the different times through our lives, we've shared good and bad, even if it was opposite from one to the other. And I think being genuinely happy makes a big difference, because that gives you motivation. Oh, my friend is happy. I'm going to now like be grateful and look at the good side of this situation that I have going on. And ultimately, I think it really starts with a grateful heart. So these friends that you may have that are jealous, don't want to see you do good, they're more envious, they're just not grateful. And at times, that's where it starts. You have to be grateful for what you have so that you can accept all the blessings that are coming your way. Because until you can be grateful for what you have, they won't come.
Right.
You're stopping your own blessings for just being envious of others.
Yeah. And if you have a good friend, like, I'm saying this as if I guess I was the one that was secretly hating. Like, what a blockage to that blessing of a person. If they were really good to you, or they've been good to you and they've shown up for you, like, why would you want to take that away from yourself? Because again, that's the lack of love. To do self-sabotage is ruining something so good instead of actually being so grateful and cherishing that. So I do think that it's something to be aware. If you ever start feeling that way towards someone, stop yourself, take a step back, really see where it's coming from, take care of it yourself so that you don't lose out on a good person. But if you're that other person, on the other hand, then love yourself enough to recognize it and then make some adjustments to your life. And that doesn't mean you're going to cut them off completely, but the friendship may look a little different, and that's okay. And even if I feel like we're pretty honest with each other. We could have, I guess, if we felt like something's being weird, like I would be like, hey, I feel like you're being weird.
Mhm.
And
Are you okay?
right. So, and again, it depends on your guys' relationship, but call it out because sometimes it could be nothing. I have had that where like I'm like, oh, okay,
You're
maybe.
assuming.
Yes,
you start
exactly.
assuming versus just addressing it. And I
Yes.
think we've learned to not assume, to where before you'd go kind of quiet, you'd want to be left alone. And then I'd be like, hey, how's it going? What are you doing?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and like, I'm here. And then I was assuming, I'm like, this, maybe I'm too much. Maybe she wants to be left alone. Maybe this or maybe that. Until I actually asked, hey, when you have something going on, whether it be good or you're thinking or you're working too much or you are busy, I don't want to be bothering you. And she's like, no, it's not a bother. It's fine. I'll get back to you when I can. So I think we assume things, and then if then I don't reach out, then she doesn't reach out, and then she assumes I assume, versus just addressing it.
Yeah.
And saying what you like and what you don't like, just like in a marriage. You let your partner know, hey, I don't like this, I love this, I'm not crazy about this. Same thing with the friendship. We get to know each other. Oh, okay, she doesn't like that, she loves this is her favorite. And so we're able to communicate and kind of adjust to each other. It's kind of like a love language.
Yes.
It's like just like a marriage. You compromise. Same thing in a relationship. You compromise. And those are the true, genuine friendships that really help you when you are able to compromise with each other without saying like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Without taking offense. Yeah.
Like, this is how I am, and so take it or leave it. We're not in that era anymore. We're in the era of growing, of becoming more knowledgeable, of becoming more loving, more caring. You want all that positivity and energy around you. That's what helps you grow and be happy.
Yeah.
We're not about negativity anymore. I mean, not that we ever were, but
no, yeah.
But we're saying around us.
Tolerance for others, I would say, for sure. And I think, like, to your point, we all navigate through things differently, and that can change, because initially I was that type of person, like, why am I going to share this? Like, no one can fix it. Or if I felt overwhelmed, especially like when my kids were little, that's, I think, was the toughest part, because both of them were so little. So it definitely was overwhelming. It was like right when COVID was happening. So I definitely would kind of stay to myself, where now I'm in a different place where I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to share like whatever it is. And it's, I think it's almost like more healing. I know they say like, oh, like, you shouldn't like chismear or like things like that, but I'm like, if you have the right person, I definitely think it's not chismeando if you're getting that right support. So
most definitely is not chismeando. If as long as you're not talking about somebody else, that's not chismeando. You're talking about your stuff, your challenges, your struggles, and you're sharing it with somebody that maybe has gone through it, and they can share their knowledge, what they've done around that. So I mean, who doesn't love a little chismecito and cafecito?
Yeah.
We do. And normally that's all we always talk about. It's either our marriage, like our husbands, but in a good way, like what we have going on, each other. We rarely talk about work. We do sometimes talk about work, but it's rare.
Yeah. I try to leave work at work. Like,
I
ain't getting paid overtime to think about it, so it can stay at the door.
Just like we leave our stuff at the door when we get there, we're leaving that stuff there when we go home.
Exactly. So friendships, I have always thought that they were very seasonal, not like in a horrible way. I just felt like people get busy, you outgrow each other. So, like, when I had friends, I would tell them, which I have grown, but I would be like, oh, yeah, like, you're, like, my seasonal friend right now. And they would be like, what? Like, how could you say that? Like, that's messed up. And I'm like, well, I mean, at some point, we're going to grow apart. And I don't know, like, now, like, looking back, I definitely know that it's because my mom was always like, friends come and go. Like, what matters is your family. And that's a topic for another day, but that was my thought, is like, hey, like, friends come and go, we can be cool, and again, doesn't mean I wish them bad, we just wouldn't be close the way that we were forever. And I have had friends, and then I'm like, oh yeah, you see, like, that was seasonal, because I have gone through friends and friendships where I'm get close to them, and then we just kind of move on with life. And for us, I actually feel like you're the one person I actually never said that to.
Mm-hmm.
And we just kind of like navigated through life and grew, and it probably kept us more together than we realized, through so many different things that we've gone through, accomplished, and celebrated and cried over and stuff like that. So I just think it's funny. And then I remember when you were like, oh, like we're best friends, I was like, we are.
Yeah, I remember.
Like my mom says that no one's your best friend. My mom's my best friend.
I remember I was the one that said that, and you were like, huh? Like, I caught you off guard.
You're like, we're like besties. I'm like, okay.
So I pretty much forced you to be my best friend.
No, but I think like I mean, like when you're little,
you were used to that because you saw it as friendships come and go. Nothing's really gonna be true. It's just my family.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was very like, my mom was just, it's you and your family, And also I moved a lot. So I think like I did have like a little best friend in 4th grade, a little best friend in, 5th grade, but I moved so much. And maybe that was my mom like trying to, in a way, protect me. Mm-hmm. So I was automatically like, this ain't best friends forever type stuff, Mm-hmm. And obviously now I grew to live here for a lot longer. So it made it easier. Then we lived really close. Mm-hmm. Now we live really close.
Then we worked, we commuted.
Oh, yes.
And we were working really close. We were commuting. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah.
It's definitely been a journey, but it's been a beautiful one. And I mean, I tell you all the time, I definitely count my blessings twice, because it's nice to have someone that I can run to with good or bad and know like it won't be just what I want to hear. And when we celebrate, it'll be just as if my win was yours. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really, really dope.
Yes, I know. And same here. And even though our kids are different ages, we have different milestones, different celebrations, I think that just being able to share it together and crying together, because we've had some cries, and crying together, I think that's just made the healing, just made our bond even stronger. Because you go through things in life. We're all going to go through things in life. But when you find a friend that is really willing to be there through the dirt, through the mud. I mean, we got some tattoos together. Yeah. A lotus flower, and the meaning is a lotus flower grows in mud. And not that we've been through just mud, but I mean, as a woman, you go through situations, you go through heartbreaks, you go through job changes, stuff in family, you just go through different things, and then you celebrate different things also with family, with relationships, with children. And we've had each other to celebrate those things. And we think we were really determined, and anything we set our mind to, we're determined. We don't give up. We try until we can't. If it's not for us, it won't happen, but we don't give up. And I think that's one thing about us, that we really push each other because we see the potential in each other, that we don't let each other give up. And so that makes a big difference. And when you have an idea, when you want to do something, it's like, why not? I believe in you. Every time that I've had an idea, share something, my friend has always believed in me, the first one. And that truly makes a difference. And so how she says, if you found somebody like that, keep them.
Yeah.
They are a gem, and it's a blessing.
Yes. And that means God really favors you. I'm just kidding.
He loves God's favorite. I always tell my husband that I'm God's favorite. Oh, I always say I'm one of God's favorites. Yeah. Especially because I can sleep through the night, and he struggles to sleep through the night, and I'm like, cheers.